Over 4 months ago, I finished uploading my critique series about Persona 5 Royal, and it actually did much better than I anticipated. These may be small numbers compared to other Persona 5 Royal videos out there, but as a small channel like myself, this was a fantastic accomplishment. I did have some naysayers, and I was really surprised how calm the comments were when people did actually disagree with me. So thank you to everyone who was respectful and wanted a real conversation other than, you don't like Persona 5? You should go kill yourself, bro! Persona 5 is amazing, bro! Go kill yourself, bro! I'm still in the works on my next big critique, but I keep thinking about Persona 5 and my history with it. It's a game that I used to love so much, but then it became a game that I really do despise. It's just wild how I can just flip a card like that. So I decided to raise the question, was I wrong about Persona 5 Royal? My life has pretty much changed a whole lot since I last made the videos about it, and I've become more knowledgeable about the Persona series and SMT as a whole. So has any of my opinions changed since then? Let's just take a look. This is mostly going to focus on me fixing points that I said in my previous videos, or me just clarifying something that some people didn't understand, so my point comes across better. First, I want to establish something I did when I put all the videos together. I cut out the live action segments I did for the individual videos. These weren't cut out due to anything bad or whatever, it's all fine. I cut these segments out just so the people who are watching the full video for the first time will watch without the live action segments taking up a whole bunch of time. I mean, it takes forever to get there. It took a full 6 minutes to get to my actual video, so I decided to cut that part out just so people can get to the actual meat of it. They're still going to be in the original uploads, so if you did for some reason like them or find them funny, they'll still be there. The story in Persona 5 Royal was my biggest issue, and I still believe in mostly everything I said. Two characters I was way too hard on was Haru and Morgana. I still firmly believe that Ryuji should have been handled better, for he is not this dumb in the game like the game wants you to believe. Ann is still very bland and not interesting and is absolutely the whitest of bread. Yusuke is absolutely still the best boy and the best character in the entire game. That's never going to change. Makoto is still the same stuck up freaking goddamn character that I just despise so much. Oh, good lord. Futaba is still an annoying pest in my eyes, and she's still not handled correctly at all. Sumire and Akechi are still good in my eyes, although the game still shouldn't have made you try to sympathize with a serial killer who has daddy issues. Last but not least, the protagonist, Akira. I mentioned my only fault with him was that he is a silent protagonist, which is just a nitpick for me. This is simply something that is just my opinion. I just think silent protagonists are just super weird. I mentioned how Link from The Legend of Zelda and the Skyrim protagonist can make all this stuff happen without saying a single word. This really didn't make sense actually, because if you play any of these games, you can see that they have text boxes. There are hundreds of dialogue boxes the protagonist gets to say, but there isn't a dedicated voice actor for them. This is what I meant. I really should have clarified that more better. But now, finally to discuss the two things I needed to fix. Haru and Morgana. In my video, I said Haru was a very useless character, and I ended my segment on her in the worst possible way.
The only reason Haru exists is that she is cute waifu bait for sad, alone, and pathetic gamers who have nothing to do than play with their virtual waifus. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I completely take that back. This was pure unbridled rage towards a character who did not deserve it at all. I know why I chose to be very rude to Haru. It's something very personal involving my actual real life, and as stupid as that sounds, it's just something you have to be in my shoes to understand, and I'm not going to bring it up fully. Haru did not deserve to be shit on as hard as I did. I still think she's forgettable and sometimes even annoying, but not to the level I made her out to be. I talked about how I was confused on exactly what she was fighting for. She wanted her father to be a better person, but after a failed attempt that got him killed, she wanted to get revenge on Akechi and eventually Shido. This really doesn't make sense because she does have something to fight for. Everyone in the group does. Haru lost her father, a man she wanted to fix so badly because she knew that he could be better and be the man she once knew and loved. After a failed attempt and actually lost him, Haru always did have a reason to fight. I just didn't really make it clear enough. Morgana is up next, and man, some things I just said didn't make sense at all. My main point that I tried bringing up was that he has no character whatsoever, but then I proceeded for like 6 minutes or something talking about the aspects of his character I hate. Yes, everyone in Persona 5 has some type of characteristic. I'm not really good at expressing myself here, I suppose. Clearly Morgana has a character, but it's what his character is that I hate about him. The constant simping towards Ann, the anger towards Ryuji for no reason, and many other things are what drag Morgana down as one of my least favorite characters of all time. I compared him to Aigis and Teddy and talked about how they have more emotions and character traits and actual stories compared to Morgana. Morgana on occasion does get depressed and sad over who he is, but just doesn't feel natural or as well handled as Aigis and Teddy. Morgana just goes, oh man, I'm not even human, why do I exist, what's my point? But then literally 4 seconds later he'll just go, what am I saying, of course I'm human, what else will I be? And then it's just over. Morgana never has these lasting moments of sadness. He's just way too confident in himself. And then the one time where he doesn't have any confidence in himself, he's just a little bitch baby towards the entire group. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing to be confident in yourself, but when your entire arc is shrouded in mystery, there has to be room for doubt and depression about not solving who you truly are. You are a monster cat, Morgana. That is quite literally who you are. You were never human at all at any point in existence. One thing I noticed, and I thank God that nobody was going to be this dumb and say this to me, was how I looked at the main characters. I pretty much praised all the men in the group with an exception to Akechi, and dissed all the females with another exception to Sumire. I shouldn't have to say this, but when it comes to a game like Persona 5, people will find literally anything to shoot shots at me with. I'm just going to say this just in case. I do not hate women. It's just that the men in Persona 5 are written so much more better than the women. An, Makoto, Futaba, and Haru just simply suck. The Persona series is more than capable of writing great women characters, but the main girls in the group don't land at all. I do not hate women. I just have to make sure that is clear. One part of the game I always hated was how the social ranking story sometimes did not match up with the characters in the main story, and sometimes, especially during the Maruki arc. Why the hell would you even bother with social ranks if they don't even matter to the character? Sure, you're going to want to do them because of the perks that come with them, some of them being way more useful than others. But you're going to want to do the social ranks as well because you actually care for the characters. You want Ryuji to break free from the troubles of the track team. You want Yusuke to escape the deafening and dark shadow that Madarame left on him. That is the main goal of social ranks. If you don't care for the stories being told for you and only care for the perks that come with it, then the series really isn't for you. I want to be told a good-ass story and have fun playing the game as well. The Ryuji I helped in a side story is not the same Ryuji in the main story. They most of the time seem like polar opposites. Not every single character is guilty of this, but the fact it happens so often is really bad story writing. It feels like we jump into a completely different universe where Ryuji is actually a relaxed and smart individual. This doesn't feel right. Yusuke finally broke free from Madarame at rank 10, but his biggest desire in life was always have Madarame still in his life. It's fine if you want someone you once loved to be a better person and maybe still in their life, but the issue stems from the fact that we finally freed Yusuke from these desires at all. The fact that these characters we get fully developed at rank 10 but completely disregard what happened in the main story makes me feel like these confidant stories don't even matter. Romance was also a hot topic in my video as well. I was told that the suggestions I gave were fair but not feasible. I suggested that if you date, let's say Makoto, for whatever god-given reason, she should act differently in the main story around you, or sometimes, or whatever, I don't know. I more than likely phrased my feelings about this wrong, so let me fully explain my way of thinking. If you date Makoto in the game, she will be exactly the same throughout the game. There doesn't feel like there's any weight when you date anyone at all. It's just like checking something off a list, and that's it. The character shouldn't be a completely different person when you begin dating them. That actually would be too hard to develop. It just feels so weird when you date someone here. Because, I mean, they never text you, and the only time you ever get to feel like any love for them is when you go on dates or the special event days. That's the only time you see any loving from them. It also feels very weird in the regards that you can go months without hanging out with your girlfriend. And the fact that you can choose not to hang out with them on special days, it's just so weird. I remember talking to someone about the segment where I complained about the uses of mementos and the confidant stories. I was told, well, it's just a game. They have mementos at their disposal, so why not use it to fix their problems? In my eyes, that's just so stupid. I mean, think about the entire situation in the long run. If we take Kawakami's issues at hand, it completely destroys any building of character she gets. Look at the situation through Kawakami's eyes. This entire situation that's been killing her literally just ended in a matter of seconds. She didn't have the strength to do anything herself. The problem got solved for her. She didn't learn anything. She didn't become stronger at the end. Because Akira just made the entire problem vanish overnight. It's just bullshit. This memento shit happens way too often in confidant stories, and it just feels lazy. It doesn't help build the characters at all if we just fix their own problems for them. I mentioned that Yusuke, Haru, Ryuji, and Yoshida had the best confidant stories because they feel real, and you don't have to do any mementos bullshit to fix them, even though you could. The characters legitimately become a stronger person in the end, even if the main story goofs that up sometimes. These confidant stories that require us to fix their problems in mementos just sucks. It's just a lazy excuse to get people to visit mementos every now and then, even though they will literally do it anyways. Overall, these are just some things I wanted to touch on or just change my opinions. Here's the bottom line. I just don't like Persona 5 Royal. I like some of the characters. I like some of the gameplay. The music's fantastic. The game is gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. It's just the story is just so hard to sit through sometimes when all these problems just arise. And again, this is just my opinion. If you like Persona 5, that's just on you. So if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, share it, whatever. Put your thoughts and opinions about Persona 5 in the comments. I don't really care. Start a conversation. Just thank you for listening to my rant about Persona 5. This will probably be the last video I make about it, so let's just hope I don't have to talk about this again. So see you guys later. Oh yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something. What was that? Oh right, Persona 5 Strikers came out. This game fucking sucks. I'm not even kidding. This game legit sucks. I don't know if I'll make a video about it though. I need time to think.